y'all, come look at this.
Because what is he gonna do? Is he gonna eat me to death? Oh, if you're about to—
Good evening, good morning, good night, you lovelies. It is the one, the only Cappy D Bar, and we are here to discuss some wrestling. All right, hope all of you are having a good one. However you're catching this, whenever you're catching this. All right, we will be discussing the Raw night. Like, we will be discussing the Federation. Okay, we will be talking about the Federation's Raw, okay? March 23rd, 2026. Hope all of you have a great rest of your week. Also, we do have a lot of stuff going up for those of the week. So we are staying caffeinated, we are staying hydrated, and we are at our absolute peak, okay? We are starting this night with Obama the Feminist, okay? Obama the Feminist has, a couple of non-words, a couple of power bombs and grapple moves to deliver to the one Brock lawsuit. Now, reasonably, this night starts out with Paul Heyman, right? But everyone just cares about Oba. Let's be honest here. Listen, they can have a fucking t-shirt out here, and everyone would care more about Oba than the fucking t-shirt. Like it doesn't matter. No matter who you put out here, the crowd is going to be happy that Oba is around. So, this could be Brock Lesnar, could be Doink, it could be Paul Heyman himself. It really doesn't fucking matter. We've had this conversation about Oba and even stars, honestly, on, the scale of a Grande Americano kind of not being where they need to be booking wise. So, I mean, I don't really feel like Obama the Feminist really needs much rub here. I mean, he's very over with the crowd, as he should be. He's hot. Boston is a pretty okay wrestling crowd, all things considered for it being Boston, but I mean, honestly, there's really not a lot that happens. Again, Brock says, hey, I'm gonna beat you up, boy. A lot of people didn't like that. I didn't like it either. But Brock's named in a human trafficking lawsuit, and Oba Femi isn't. So that's how I kind of feel about that. We are going to be moving on directly into our first match of the night. It's going to be Penta Zero versus Finn Balor. Now, apparently this match must have been the stinker, because I can't fucking find anything on this match. I quite literally can find nothing on this match. Dom hasn't been given the minutes that he's needed to really perfect his craft. So he does look a little rusty out there. Probably because they don't have him wrestling. Like, even the vignette he cuts, he has. When's the last time he's defended his Triple H belt? You know what I mean? Like, it's shit like that. Like, what are we doing here? Like, what the fuck are we doing here? But he gets an Intercontinental Champion he gets an Intercontinental Championship opportunity. Powerhouse Hobbs doesn't. Neither does Montez Ford. But that's fine. That's fine, because we have Dominic Mysterio and Penta Pyro. Yeah, he has like a fucking at least 13 bands in that pyro. Maybe more. It might be at least a cool 25 bands in Penta's pyro. I don't know what the fuck is going on with this company. But secondary tower defense, which I'm not too upset at. But Dominic is just, I just don't know what the fuck Dominic is doing here. And then this entire match, right? This match, same as the match that comes shortly after it, it gets kind of fucked over by a run-in. Like, Finn Balor comes in and he starts putting hands on JD McDonough. That allows for Penta to get the uno, dos, tres. Shortly after, Finn does a springboard on Tom and JD McDonald's. Then JD McDonald tries to get the jump on Finn Balor, but it fails, and Dom runs into the audience. Oh, we're doing Dom versus Finn at WrestleMania, where Finn's gonna eat the pin. Aren't we? That's what we're gonna do. I don't fucking care. Oh, and then also to wrap all this up in a cute little bow, because we have nothing for our women tonight. The only women's world champion on this show is just around during Dominic's entrance. Because Liv Morgan, as Stephanie Vakir rightfully pointed out to her, is tied to the hip of Dominic. Couldn't even cut a promo. I don't even know, man. I don't know. A Liv Morgan match? Maybe. Would any of you hate a Liv Morgan match? Honestly, would you hate that? I don't know. Maybe Creative does. Because when's the last time we seen Liv Morgan lock up with fucking anyone? Holy hell. I don't know. Not feeling it. Hey, Oos. Not feeling it. I'll tell you that much. Yeah, but Penta retains. Finn versus Dominic at WrestleMania. Don't care. I just don't care. I don't care, chat. I'm sorry. There's nothing for me to care about here. Judgment Day is dead air for me. Them trying to work the women's world champion into this fucking Intercontinental Championship match. Like the Liv Dom story succeeding Liv's promos, succeeding Stephanie's promos. Oh man, just fucking burn it, bro. Burn all of it. We get the Vision versus the Usos. It's just me, Us, and my brother Jimmy, and Zilla, and Solo, in Hakualoa, in Tamatonga, in Tunga Tongaloa. Sorry, guys. This match was ass. This was ass. This match sucked. Austin Theory, he improvised a turnbuckle spot midway through this, which I thought was genius. He's very quick on his feet. He's great. Logan Paul's out. You know, that's a negative. Jey Uso's wrestling. Not really that big of a net positive. Jimmy Uso's out there. He looks fine. He looks great. I'm not gonna lie, this could quite literally be anybody else in that locker room, and I'd probably be more satisfied. But literally, even the end to this match is just bad. It's bad, man. It's bad. And I think some people are really big on the Usos because like they are such like a long running tag team. Like they even got a shout out from the Young Bucks, right? So like I don't hate the Usos. I just think that they're a dinosaur team. I think that unlike the Young Bucks, the Usos can't move how they used to move back in the day. Like, for some reason, Matt and Nick Jackson, to me at least, they look like they're still in like 2016, which is fucking insane, right? Jey and Jimmy Uso have visibly lost a step. Like it's very visible that they have lost at least a step or two just due to age. And I don't know, man. I don't know. Them being the top of this fucking tag division, it's just like Damian Priest in the Wipeout time with R-Truth being like the top of the tag division on SmackDown. It's like, what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing here? Bro, Javon Evans and Grayson Waller have like a pretty okay match. Probably, like, honestly, the best match on the card, I'll be honest. It's just Javon Evans match. Who's surprised by that? Just like Oba being over and doing good in that ring. It's Oba Femi. Hey, Trick Williams, he's an asset to SmackDown. It's Trick Williams. Who's surprised? There's a fork in the kitchen, right? But Javon, he has this great match with Grayson Waller. And I was looking to myself and I'm taking down in my notes like, bro, is Grayson Waller a hooper? Like, it's so fucking weird. Like, the actual talent in that tag division, in that locker room, because for those who don't know, Grayson Waller is a part of the New Day. So, a Kofi Kingston and Grayson Waller, you know, stint wouldn't be terrible, I guess. I guess it wouldn't be terrible because Grayson Waller's a good wrestler. But, like, bro, Jey Uso, he cost them this match by like using the fucking knuckle dusters out in the open. And I just want to make something, like I just want to understand something really quickly. Why is Jey Uso so adamant on just being like loud and wrong? Just loud and wrong. Last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, whenever the fuck it was, right? Maybe like 2 weeks ago. He didn't acknowledge me that Roman never apologized and treated him like a bunch of fucking suckers. Like Roman treated the Usos like suckers. Even tonight, he told Jimmy, "Get out of my ring. All right, I'm only gonna tell you this one time." Like, who the fuck are you talking to? You know what? That shit like that. Like Jey and Jimmy are just so naturally like programmed to just not think for themselves. So Jey Uso, he cost them the match, and then as LA Knight, yeah, as he's curious, like, yo, Jey, what the fuck is your issue? Why'd you cost yourself the match? I was trying to help. Jay's like, nah, Uso, I don't need no help. I don't even want to win the match. Hey man, screw the titles. Man, where's CM Punk at? And it's like, what? Like, what? What? Like, what the fuck are we talking? What the fuck are we talking about? Like, am I like? I actually feel so fucking crazy watching Jey Uso like be a third pillar of this Roman and Punk feud, dude. I can't wrap my head around it. He literally costed himself the tag team match for the belts, right? Again, that's the bragging right. That's the top of the division, right? That's the top of the totem pole you want to reach in this company. He sacrifices that for the sake of CM Punk to know he's not playing with nobody? What? Is Jey Uso gonna get a Punk match in the near future? Like, I don't understand what the fuck is going on. And then even on the flip side, if Roman wins, okay, Roman, you enlisted the help of the Usos again? Are we back in 2022? Hey, is COVID-19 knocking out my fucking front door? Like, I'm sorry, have I been trapped in the past? What are we doing here? Why is Jey Uso so integral to the story? And why can't he use his common sense to win a fucking tag team match? And then to further all of this, why is this the tag team division when we got niggas like Grayson Waller around the corner? I am so fucking confused, bro. So confused by all of this. I mean, obviously, it's a no disqualification match. I guess it's not a no disqualification match. So this gets Jimmy and Jey Uso disqualified. The match is null and void. Next match on the card again, Von Evans and Grayson Waller. It's fine. It's a Von event. It's a Javon Evans match. Very good match. There's nothing to be surprised about there. I would love if Javon Evans maybe had a good story. You know, maybe if hypothetically he was in the Intercontinental Championship running, being that he did pin Dominic Mysterio. So, right, that's whatever the fuck's up with that. I don't even care. I don't even fucking care anymore. The Paul Heyman, the one and only Paulson Heyman, he comes out, and we understand the full weight of Braun Breaker's injury now via Paul Heyman, being that Braun Breaker apparently, again, via Paul Heyman, will not be back in the near future, and neither will Bronson Reed, the Big Braun. This is disappointing. For many reasons. I think we all know that Braun Breaker was probably supposed to be going over at WrestleMania. I think that was just the game plan. Now would that have been booked kind of shittily? Yes, but I mean, I think it is the most sensible thing that the Federation could have done with everything happening with Seth Rollins, right? And just that simple story of, like, you know, the no names and Seth and everything. I just think that made the most sense, right? So Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed being out, that is bad. That is net bad. But, you know, Seth comes out. Seth comes out without the no names, right? And Seth basically, he doesn't have a lot to say. But Paul Heyman acknowledges that he has a family full of snitches, and he comes from a background of rats, and with that, he got a restraining order on the one Sethington Rollins, as Seth Rollins is being escorted out the arena, Seth Rollins is being escorted out the arena by BPD, the Boston Pig Department. He makes some very choice comments on Seth's wife and Seth's daughter, leading Seth Rollins to break his RO, which then led to Seth Rollins being arrested by the Boston Pig Department. Very old school. I think it works for everything Seth Rollins is trying to be, this entire, like, unhinged guy. But the only issue here is if BPD snatched away one guy with Seth Rollins, then he should have an army behind him. Like, isn't that kind of the purpose of the Foot Clan, right? Like, wouldn't it be more interesting if Seth Rollins, like, or whoever it would, had a mask on and he got, like, ran? Because think about this for a second, right? Seth Rollins or one of his goons, like, not Seth Rollins, right? So one of Seth Rollins' goons has a mask on. He runs out and maybe has the same build, spray paint, the long hair, maybe it's a wig, whatever, right? We all just assume it's Seth. And Paul Heyman's like, ha, I got you, you little shitter. I put a restraining order on you. Right? Little Danhausen laughed at. And after this, Seth Rollins, or the quote-unquote Seth Rollins, he gets escorted out, right? And then another guy shows up. And then another guy. And another guy. And it's like, okay, all right, well, I don't know who the fuck any of these guys are, right? And then they cornered Paul Heyman, the security and everybody rushes them out. And then another guy comes in. And that's Seth Rollins. You know, and maybe that's really long-winded, maybe that's a little overbooked, but wouldn't that be like using the full extent of these guys? Like, okay, you put a restraining order against me, but we all have masks on. So who do you know who's who? Isn't that kind of the point here? I don't know. Maybe I'm fucking crazy, chat. But I'm not gonna lie, this didn't really do much for me. Like even like the small interaction that we got between Paul and Seth, it's just like, this is a year-long thing that we've completely drawn out due to a fucking shoulder injury, dude. Like, I'm sorry, like, it's the ship has quite literally left the port, bro. Like, we are in a completely different continent at this point. I am over this shit. All right, last couple of segments for the night. Thank God. Becky Lynch goes out there and she says that AJ Lee is a role model for her daughter, that she runs around the house skipping and dancing AJ Lee's song. This prompts AJ Lee to come out and mentally torment Becky Lynch. Right after Becky Lynch says that she killed the Diva division. Now, pause, time out, let's skirt back up for a little bit, right? And take the top off of the Maybach. Becky Lynch, right? She did come in after a time when the Diva era was on the decline. Knock, knock, though, Becky. That was after the talents of Caitlyn, of AJ Lee, right? Superstars like Natalya, who fought so valiantly against the Diva era, like Beth Phoenix, right? To kind of just say, hey, all you embody is the Diva era and that toxic era of women's wrestling. No, AJ Lee, like, observably was very much against that, and even sometimes went off script on camera to, you know, speak bad about the Diva era and what it was to women's right. Like, I don't know if these writers think that we all have like some like early onset dementia, but I remember Teddy Long telling AJ Lee to wrap her promo up because this is a Diva segment. You guys only get 5 minutes out here. I remember that. So like to say that this is all AJ Lee has ever been, it's just, it's factually incorrect. I don't know. I don't know. Like, it's fine. It's fine from Becky. She can cut a great promo. She's a great in-ring competitor. But I just don't know what creative is doing saying that AJ Lee is all like AJ Lee and everything that she is only the Diva era, and all she embodies is the Diva era. It's just it just feels weird on its face. I don't know. I can't wrap my head around it. Even somebody like AJ Lee's inspiration, right? That famous picture with Lita. Would we consider Lita a part of the Divas division? No, she was one of the guys. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think it's just a spider web of thoughts I'm having at this point. But AJ Lee and Becky Lynch, we've already beat the piss out of this match. It's already happened. This happened at Elimination Chamber. Why it's happening again, I don't know. Kind of don't care. You know what's happening at WrestleMania? Apparently a 4-way women's title. Maybe a 4-way women's tag team TLC ladder match for the belts. That's a fucking mouthful, isn't it? Listen, man. Listen. Let's be honest, man. These tag team divisions are awful. They're awful. All of them. They're all bad. And it's time we gotta start being honest, you know, so we can start making some fucking changes around here. Because listen, if Danhausen can't wrestle a lick, that's fine. But if you put him in the tag division and the entire thing is he just curses opponents, he curses his opponents, right? A fucking hot tag is made and then the guy's cursed, he starts shaking, right? Another hot tag is made to the opponent team, Powerhouse Hobb comes in, or fucking I don't know, Angelo Dawkins or something. There's so many things we could be doing with these people, and it's like what we have for the tag division now, it sucks. It fucking sucks. It's awful, and I'm not entertained by it. Men and women's, you know. So that it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Last segment of the night. All right, the Bloodline have a couple of choice words for Punk. Punk says, you know, that Roman Reigns, you know, should be embarrassed that, you know, he tries to pretend like he's not old, that he tries to run from, you know, Father Time. Punk doesn't run from Father Time. He acknowledges it. I think something that's really interesting is that Punk, he doesn't do like the whole I'm older so I'm stronger thing, kind of the same gimmick we ran with people like Big Show, people like Undertaker. Reasonably, those are like heavyweights, right? Or even kind of like mythological gimmicks, right? Like Bigfoot's almost 7 feet tall. Undertaker's been wrestling since the 70s, right? It's a little shit like that. But CM Punk, I feel like he should have like some kind of like old gunslinger kind of strength in him, you know, like grown man strength, quote unquote. I don't know. He's visibly gotten bigger since his AEW appearances. So it's like, I feel like there's something we could work in there, but they choose not to. It's whatever. But he basically just says, oh, well, if you're old and I'm old because we both have grays in our beard. And I'm like, what the fuck is this promo, bro? Like, what the fuck is this promo, man? Holy shit. I can't shy away from the fact that we're looking at two dinosaurs. As I stated before, these are, you know, dinosaurs of a bygone era. And, you know, they're here because they haven't built anybody else. You know, Bronson Reed is injured, right? Javon Evans is going to, if we're lucky, get a secondary title opportunity at WrestleMania. Probably not even to win. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. We're looking at a really... We're looking at a real versatile, you know, like a real versatile chance of opportunities to fuck up for the Federation, you know. So there's a lot happening. Eventually Jimmy and Jey Uso, they come down. Why before Roman? I don't know. I don't know. Well, to be honest, it's Jey Uso. Jey Uso comes down, and then Jimmy comes down. And at first, Punk's like, oh, look at you guys teaming up. Look at you guys doing the thing I told you guys would do, right? And it's so weird because in my mind, I'm like, does Jimmy and Jay like subconsciously think that they're helping Roman by like helping jump the grandpa? Like they're jumping this old ass man with Roman Reigns, right? And mind you, some words are exchanged, Roman does, you know, quote unquote politely. He talks to him like some young boys. Let's be fucking honest, right? But he tells Jimmy and Jay to get out of his ring, which is like, as a grown ass man, Jimmy, you should be defending yourself. You letting Roman talk to you like that with the prior history of him being a fucking terrorist, it's crazy. Jimmy also, he does this thing where like anytime anyone acknowledges Roman Reigns' past as a literal fucking like dictator in that locker room, it's just like, come on, man, we're moving past that now. It's like, what? What are we doing? What are we doing here? What the fuck are we doing here? After Jimmy and Jay say that Roman doesn't need any help and Punk should keep his mouth closed, they end up helping Roman Reigns to beat up Punk. I don't fucking get it, man. I don't get it. None of this shit makes any sense. CM Punk before the Usos and the Bloodline. It's the Bloodline. This is practically the fucking Bloodline we're watching. The Punk after the Bloodline. Punk before the Bloodline comes out says, you know, Roman's gonna have a hard time wiping all that sweat and jizz off of him or something like that. This was such a weird night with such weird logic. Like Roman, if anything, he should have attacked Jay. And I know, and listen to me for 2 seconds. Maybe it sounds crazy, right? But them going out here and completely validating Punk's point about Roman needing help, this isn't good for Roman booking wise. It's just not, right? Punk only got put through that table tonight. You know, the opportunity was opened up by the Usos. You know what I mean? So, Punk, if Punk sits back, right, and now if Punk sits back and now he observes Roman, right, push off Uso, and he, you know, there's some turbulence in the Bloodline, right? Mind you, this would have been another main event. This would have been another main event of talking, right? But if you end this Raw with Roman and Jimmy and Jay kind of being at odds, right? And then next week you just have like a squash match. Maybe not even a match. Maybe it's like, hey Jay, I gotta call you out. I gotta talk to you. Hey man, I'm sorry about what I did. And then you just kill Jey Uso. Listen, Roman Reigns has to establish that he does not need help. And the only way you can do that is by killing one of the Usos. Maybe you kill both of them. And mind you, maybe this sounds a little crazy, but how else is Roman Reigns supposed to convey the idea that he doesn't need help after shit like tonight? After 2 weeks ago, where your boys go out there to defend you from CM Punk. It's the small stuff you really have to take into consideration when you're booking this shit, right? Roman should take out one of the Usos to show Punk, hey, I'm really like that. I'm really like that, and I don't need anybody. Because the Usos coming out here and like hyping up Punk rage baiting him. And by the way, Punk is great on the mic for at least like 30% of the night. Like at least like 30-40% of the rest of this promo after the jizz shit. Cause that was such a weird comment. He's fine. He's fine. Like he's very antagonistic. He definitely plays to the ramped up passion that Jey Uso is giving off. Jimmy being the voice of reason. There are good things here. There are things that can make a good story. But then it's even like Jay, he like the simple command of get out of my ring, right? That was what Roman said, and Jay did not listen to that. That should result in some kind of punishment. And maybe this sounds like too trivial, right? But like, am I crazy for thinking that if you are the tribal chief, right, the tribal Trumpy, you need to establish some fucking order around here, tribal Trumpy? Like, I'm sorry, you do. Like, that is the point of this, entire hierarchy. Jay, he broke command. Now there needs to be consequences. So I'm gonna say it like this, right? If the Usos go around untouched from Roman Reigns looks like a punk, all right? And if they attack Roman Reigns, then Roman Reigns looks like a punk. And if Roman Reigns kills one of the Usos on the road to WrestleMania, then I am being surveillanced, and my theories about me being being watched from Connecticut is being completely vindicated. So that is pretty much everything. That's pretty much everything for Raw, March 23rd, 2026. Really wasn't a lot, chat. We even got like a backstage Americano Grande latte segment because he's very over in AAA. They don't want those kind of cheers with the American crowds, and it is what it is. It is what it is, I guess. I didn't have a great time with this Raw. I haven't had a good time with the Raw in a really long time. But I guess the Penta defense was fine. Lyra and Bayley versus Kabuki Warriors was fine. But there's a lot of missing pieces here. Lots of missing pieces here, chat. And I'm not entertained. Yet again. All right. But that was everything your boy Cappy had. All right. For Raw. All right. I hope all of you have a great one. However you catch this, whenever you catch this. All right. I do have a lot of other stuff going up for the week. So as I always say, all right, you all stay tuned, stay safe, and stay beautiful. All right. Peace.